So I think one of the biggest like learning lessons slash surprises was, and I think this is kind of like two parts for me. One is this like athlete part where we're kind of, I mean, most recently it's been coined shut up and dribble, but for a long time it was like dumb jock or like, oh, they just play sports, blah, blah, blah. So there's kind of like that gets internalized a little bit over time. And also just as a woman. And I think it's very similar. Women aren't necessarily told to shut up and dribble, but it's kind of like know your role, stay in your lane, that whole vibe. And it was really in our CBA negotiations with the WNBA that I started to really find the strength in my experience and just like the knowledge I did have that was so unique in that room, right? Like I was the only one in that room that had played in the league as long as I had. I'm not talking about players either. I'm talking about like even executives and owners. Like I had been in the WNBA the longest. And I think I walked into the, metaphorical room thinking, oh, everybody must know more than me. Like everybody in here must be smarter. I mean, they're team execs. They have to be, right? It's league owners. They have to be. And it's not about smart, like IQ, it's just about the experience of the WNBA. It's like, oh, they must know more. Oh, they must know more about salaries and salary caps. And after some time of just like listening, not speaking, having opinions, but kind of being like, oh, should I say this? It's kind of going to contradict things. So after a period of that, I started to speak out more, share my opinion more. And with that, I was like, wait a minute, like I can't, and this goes across the board again, like you can't walk in that room and assume everybody's smarter. So that's the lesson I learned. And it's not about assuming you're the smartest, but it's this understanding this is a level playing field. We're all bringing something, and you can't like hold yourself back out of like fear, be intimidated by who may or may not be in like quote unquote that room.